We move on now to race number 8, and this is over the 1400 metres for the Class 3s. It's the Lungyat handicap. Lobo's Legend has the shadow roll on. Simple Elegance had a trial since his last start. He led all of the way to beat Starshine by a length and a quarter. Smoothies goes forward. Zach Purton jumps aboard as senior rider. Relentless Me is up £5 for his last start win, aiming for the hat-trick, and Jerry Chow did drop the whip in that previous victory. Everyone's Joy, a 9 next to his name. He was found to be lame the morning following that race. Easter, he's 3-time Sha Tin winner, but all over 1200 metres. Win-win, first start since January. 2 trials for a couple of seconds up at Chungfa, and a couple of gear changes. 11, Chairman Low. Blinkers off, the earplugs go on, and Street Scream, the 14 Tom, has the blinkers on. Let's check Chungfa before the speed map. Hello Beauty, Win-win, and Great Treasure, the 3.
Righto, good to slow here for race number 8, 1400 metres. Simple Elegant, we know that he likes to lead. He's been able to win 3 times a season off the front. Hello Beauty, he's another horse that likes to sit handy. Chairman Low has the blinkers coming off, earmuffs going on. He dropped out last time out and was a little bit keen early. Another possible leader is Smoothies. He's got gate number 11 to overcome, so maybe he gets in front of Hello Beauty out of gate number 10. Relentless Me, it's going to be a little tough for Jerry Chow from gate number 13, but he does have the £10 claim. Horse that's won his last 2. California Levy on the rail. Few of these runners do get back, but could be a couple of varying scenarios up front.
Lobo's Legend's going well at the moment. He's now dropped down here into Class 3, and that seems to be his grade. His work's been good. He's not the biggest horse around Lobo's Legend, but it was a nice third, I thought, last start behind Pickin. And he's Smoothies, the next one. Zach Purton aboard. Again, a couple of even sectionals for him down the back straight. Change of a jockey. Alfred Chan's ridden him the last couple of starts. Interesting what they will do from 11, but he's a very fit horse. And Chairman Low, he goes really well as well. He's a recent winner. Did win 3 starts ago. Sort of faded out last time, but prior to that, he's been going really nicely and his track work's been good.
And 2 of those runners out of track work feature in our first replay. Tom Lobo's Legend, who runs 3rd, and Smoothies, who disappointed in this.
Yeah, well, he finally drew a gate last time out to Lobo's Legend after having some awful gates through his last few runs. Shadow Roll goes on. Joe Moreira also goes on board as well for David Ferraris. He was held up in the early part of the straight. You can see him here behind Pickin at this point, but I thought he fought on relatively well. He came back with a slight cut on his leg as well, did Lobo's Legend. Smoothies on this occasion led and was headed over the last 150. I thought he looked a bit anchored last time out, Paul.
Yeah, he did a little bit, didn't he? I just wonder if they will change the tactics a bit and maybe just try and get a sit with him. But it was a good run from Lobo's Legend, no question.
Speaking of good runs, Relentless Me is absolutely flying. He's aiming for the hat-trick on Sunday, and he comes out of this race, as does California Levy, Paul.
Yeah, look, I haven't got him in the end. I just wonder if he's just about reached his mark now, Relentless Me. The 2 wins have both been pretty good, but he's now got to draw barrier 13 with a bit of pace underneath him. I just think he might find it a little bit tricky from that wide draw. And California Levy still needs to improve a little bit for me.
Yeah, Jerry Chow dropped the whip with him last time out, but it didn't matter. He was able to get him up over the line there. Gate number 13 turned me off this time round as well, so I'm happy to leave him out.
4 runners out of the next replay, Tom. Hello Beauty, very good in 2nd spot. Guy Dragon, excellent because he covered plenty of ground here. Street Scream didn't run on, but has since, and Everyone's Joy was in the vet report the next morning.
Yeah, Guy Dragon, he's got an awkward stall, gate 14. He was drawn awkwardly in 11 and 12. His starts prior was caught wide throughout, but still boxed on well, saying that haven't got him in. Everyone's Joy, he's coming into this off the back of a win 2 runs ago. The other one that I think is worth taking note of is Street Scream. Massive effort, ran on strongly out wider, won a barrier trial before last start with the blinkers on, and he's got the blinkers going on here this time round as well for David Hall and Ben So.
Yeah, with a light weight as well, and it was a really good run from him when he hit the line strongly at his last start when he ran 3rd, so I'm going to give him a chance.
Funny you should mention that because here he is. This is more like the Street Scream that we saw in Australia out of the Kim Moore stable, Paul. Yeah,
and it was a really nice run because he was really well back. He got out wide. He paid mega bucks this day too, didn't he? It was about 30 or 40 a place. But it showed no fluke. He did come with some pretty good form from Australia, as you mentioned. This was his 5th start, and I thought we finally saw a little bit. I mean, the winner is off and gone, but other than that, he wasn't too far away.
320 to 1 he was paying was Street Scream, and he finished in a lineup there. In that lineup as well was Hello Beauty. He's still a maiden from 16 outings. He's drawn wide, and he was quite one-paced, I thought, last start.
Simple Elegant, Tom, was good enough to win a couple in a row back in November, December last year, and then failed at his next two. He has won a trial leading all of the way.
Yeah, I'm going to put him on top here, Simple Elegant. He's a three-time winner of the season from his 6 outings. He worked a bit to get to the lead last time out and was headed over the final 200 or so. But like the way he won this barrier trial over Star, Shine and more than this there, finishing off out wider. So I thought the trial was good. Matthew Poon riding for Ricky Yu. Thought wouldn't get too much pressure on the leads, and that's where he seems to do his racing best, up on the pace. So that's why I'm going with him.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing his last 2 starts, but did bounce back in that trial.
And Starshine lines up in race number 10. What did you find in this, Paul?
I'm going to stick with Smoothies. He did fade out a little bit last start, but prior to that he'd been running really well. I think if they just ride him slightly different, and he's got a senior jockey on now, that could be the difference. A Lobo's Legend, he's found his grade finally, this horse. He's always threatened to win a race in Class 2, didn't quite. Now he's come to Class 3. I thought his first up run was really good. Chairman Lowe, off the map, should get a really nice run just in behind. And Street Scream, gee, I've got to be careful with that one. Street Scream with the blinkers on. I just think he's going nicely at the moment, and he's finally acclimatised here. 3, 1, 11 and 14.
Looking around the top 3 here, but I went with the Simple Elegant on top, horse number 2 coming out of the stable of Ricky. You like the way he won that recent trial. He last ran on the 9th behind Assimilate at 12 to 1. In the end, beaten 7.5 lengths. But hoping he can bounce back over Smoothies. That's my Quinella. Lobo's Legend. Street Scream goes. And there was one other that I was entertaining as well. That was E-Star, who I thought ran well last time out behind Smart Leader. Did make some ground late, but 2, 3, 1 and 14.
Both selections are from Paul and Tom. Double figures early in betting in Smoothies and also Simple Elegant. 2 races to look at here on Racing to Win.